the show. My name is Justin Robey. So glad to have you here. Welcome to the last budget build of 2024. Happy to be on the last day of 2024, so happy New Year's Eve. Super glad to have you guys here. Guys, this build is $750. $750. And it's $750, and it is a crazy good build because of the brand new card from Intel, the Intel Arc. Okay, so starting with the CPU, we're gonna be using the Intel Core i5 12400L. The reason we chose this, it's LGA 1700, which means not only do you have, like, this is kind of at the lower end, obviously a number of generations ago, but the thing is that because we're doing a 12400F, that means that you can do 13th gen, 14th gen, and you've got a number of generations to upgrade to, which will last you a long time, which means if you wanted to upgrade and get a good deal on a 14.6 or something like that, you absolutely could do that at a later point. So we're expecting more than likely somebody could upgrade this build to all the way up to a 14.7, throw a 240mm AIO in this and call it a day, and really have a PC that could last them well into 2026, 2027 without much of a problem whatsoever. For the motherboard, we're gonna be using the B660M Pro RS. So the cool thing is that means that more than likely you're gonna be using, obviously there's no overclocking on a B660 board, but that means you could still do a 14.7, even a 14.9. You could absolutely do a 14.900 non-K inside of a build like this and not have any issues whatsoever. What about the cooler? What cooler are we gonna use on this? We're actually gonna be using the stock cooler, which we've actually used on previous builds before. It's very, very easy to install. It's also very, very easy to remove. For our storage, we're going non-RGB, again, trying to stay inexpensive, but we've seen this and used this a lot before. We're using the Ripjaw DDR4. This is 32 gigs. It's CL16. It's plenty fast. And the other thing too is that means you can play games like Flight Sim, whether that's 2020 Flight Sim or Flight Sim 2024 with the 32 gigs, and you're not gonna have any limitations from a memory standpoint, which is actually pretty cool. For the storage, we've used these a number of times from Team Group. This is the Team Group 1TB MP44L. If you wanted to upgrade this, literally it's just double the price if you wanted to go to 2 terabytes, which is actually really nice. It's plenty fast. I think it comes in at 6,000 read and 4,500 megabits per second write. So nice and fast. For our power, we're using the RM650. This is technically good enough for the Intel Arc. The one thing I would say, if you plan on doing some upgrading, the one thing I would do is get the RM750 version of this. Only reason is 650 does absolutely work with the Intel Arc. 750 is probably if you're gonna go to a 14.9 or something like that, you could upgrade. The reason we're 14.6 and okay is because of the CPU. If you wanted, like I said, if you're planning on upgrading this, it'd probably be a little bit better to go the RM750. And then also we have finally the most important part right here, the whole reason we're doing this right now, and that is the Sparkle Titan OC edition. This is a 12 gig GDDR6. If you wanted to spend a little bit less, you could try and get the actual Founders Edition, or sorry, limited edition, the limited edition one from Intel themselves, their Intel Arc normal limited edition cards. The problem is that those cards are actually incredibly hard to get to get access to, because they're only made a certain number of ones, and those are just at 250 bucks. I think this one's 275. Get our Mobo ready. Okay, here we go, guys. Let's go to top down here. Zoom in on this. If you want to install this, there's a little slot here in the NVMe. You're just going to put it in here, just like that, slot it in. You're going to pop it down, pop this down like that, just over just like that, and then you're going to take these 2 screws, just going to screw them in. Just like that, it's all installed. So now we have our NVMe in there. Okay, so what you're going to do here, guys, there's a little RAM slot that you can see here in the middle of the RAM, just like this. You're gonna line that up with the little RAM slot here on the slot just like that, okay? Then what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your 2 fingers, put it on both sides, and we're gonna see if we're gonna get a 99 click. Ready? 96 on the first one. Okay, not feeling 99. 99's pretty loud. Okay, so we're gonna do the same thing, line this up. We're gonna put this in this slot right here. Same thing. 98. No 99 today, guys. No 99. Okay. So all you're doing is you're just going into the 4 holes in each corner. You're just gonna push these in. They go in pretty easily. Okay, and then you can twist them, and that's how they stay locked. Let's get our board out, let's get our case out and get our case prepped, and then we'll put our Mobo inside of it. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, here's our little case here. Luckily this build also doesn't take up a ton of room. Look at how small this little case is. So we're gonna take this off. We'll ship it. Well, I'm not gonna, well, I'll take it off because we're gonna do a thermal test, but we'll pop it back in here before we ship it. So you get a nice quality thing there. So what we're gonna do, right here from the front, there's 4 little screws. There we go. Okay, so it just kind of pops out. You can keep them in. So there's our front glass. Yeah, it's kind of a cool little addition. Take these off because this removes the little bracket for the PSU. Okay, so now that we have our fans in, what we can do now first thing we're gonna hook up is our USB-C and USB 3.2. Oh, right here. USB 3.2, there's only one way it goes in. It's got a little nipple on it, just like that. It's gonna go right there. Just like you can see the little slot for it right there. There it is, okay. And then we're gonna do the same thing with USB-C. That's just gonna plug in right here. F panel, see how it says F panel? That's just gonna go right here in the far. Plug this one right where we said earlier. Same place. And then we're gonna take this HD audio cable. That's gonna plug in right here over that. And now you see all of our cables are all connected and ready to go. Now we just gotta hide them. So here on the other side, it's hard to see, but here on the other side right here, I'll do it this way. So you got a little bit of a cover. Pull that off. Okay, let's grab our Titan. It's budget. It's still not terrible, but it's budget. So here is the Titan Sparkle OC edition. Pop it open. And they've actually got, like, check it out. They got a full-blown, if you need it, right? A full-blown set, has an S on it. If you want to use, so you can have your GPU sag bracket if you need it. Which is actually pretty neat. S for Sparkle. And the card is nice and pretty. Look at that, guys. Nice looking card there. Single 8-pin connector for it right there. And then the top looks nice, and it's like a nice nice blue. Just pop it in there just like that. That looks great. It's like a lighter, like almost a purple blue at the top, and then it's more like a blue on the bottom. There we go. Let's see how it looks. Doesn't sag. It looks, looking at the side here, doesn't look like it sags. So it doesn't look like it needs a sag bracket, but nice little, cool little system right there. Okay, so now guys, time for our PSU. So we'll get this out of the way. Now if you got the 650 or the 750 watt, the instructions are going to be exactly the same. Like I said, if you plan on doing any upgrading, I would recommend doing the 750, but if you're trying to just save all that money, 650 is going to be perfectly good here. It's the non-split side that's going to go right here, just like that. It's going to split between this and this, like that. It's going to go right here. Okay, so we're going to then slip this. Again, from the side view, we're going to slip this inside. It goes right down at the bottom. Worry about making the cables look nice here in a minute. And that's going to line up just like that. You're just going to screw them into the holes. I would just get it started on each hole, and then we'll tighten them afterwards. Okay, screws in. So the 8-pin plugs in right here. And then we're going to take the rest of this and route it through as much as we can. Try and make it look as good as possible. Very simple, very clean. And then all we do is put the back on here in just a second. There we go. And these use screws. So you can, remember, you can set it down or you can sit it up. There is actually our budget build. And like you said, it looks good from the front. 3, 2, 1, it is on. There's not a lot of lights. You can finally close this. Let's open up Cinebench and let's test our thermals. And there you go, no problem whatsoever, sitting at 74, right? So thermals are gonna be no problem. But as you can see, temps are not gonna be much of a problem whatsoever. Now, not the fastest CPU, but just showing like where you're gonna be absolutely fine with this cooler. Now, if you wanted to drop it down and add another cooler, you absolutely could, but you don't need to. It's kind of the reason we show this. Let's take a look at gaming real quick, and by doing probably one of the most demanding games on the planet. Throw Indiana Jones on here. So we're gonna go to video. We'll go to 1440p. Motion blur off. Film, everything else is there. Overall graphics quality. Go to Ultra. Ooh, Ultra sounds good. Okay, we're gonna turn, there you go. We're gonna do low, we'll do, so we're gonna do static for now. Do vertical sync off. Okay, so this is Ultra 60 frames per second. Indiana Jones. And this is at Ultra. 1440p, right? And you could do this so you could drop it down to high, which might be the better option here. But still, dude, $745, and you're playing the most, like, ray tracing, all that stuff is on. $745. All right, so let's check one more. We'll run Cyberpunk 2077. Let's go to settings, graphics. Let's do, whoa. Ultra, XESS. Let's do balanced. Frame generation, we actually have now. Oh, they have FSR, but they don't have, okay, so they don't have XESS. There's super sampling, balance, off, texture quality, high. Let's just see how this does. Let's check video. Go to full screen. Let's just see how this does. We're gonna try Ultra 1440p. Sorry, let's turn ray tracing on. It must have changed it. Okay, so let's do ray tracing, my bad. That was just high. I don't know if this is gonna go as well, but let's try. Running. Okay, color me impressed, because that's with ray tracing, guys. Ultra. At 1440p. Okay, that's impressive. I thought it was gonna drop down, but it did not. Anyway, guys, that is it for us at Robeytech in 2024. Thank you so much for watching. You've been absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for all of the amazing support and everything in 2024. And here's to an absolutely more incredible 2025 with our new schedule and all that stuff. Make sure that you follow us on Twitch, on YouTube, and on Twitter, as well as Instagram and TikTok for all the latest and greatest. Have all the latest and greatest. Have an absolutely amazing new year, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Bye, guys.